Assalamu alaikum. Surah An Nisa Details. Number of verses 176. Number of Rukus 24. Position Juzʼ 4-5. Classification Medinan. An-Nisā, the women, is the fourth chapter surah of the Quran with 176 verses āyāt. The title derives from the numerous references to women throughout the chapter, including verses 34 and 127 to 130. Classification. Regarding the timing and contextual background of the supposed revelation Asbāb al-nuzūl, it is a Medinan surah too, as confirmed by Muhammad Husayn Tabataba'i, who states that the surah must have been revealed after the hijrah based on the subject matter. Although An-Nisā typically appears as the fourth surah according to the Nöldeke classification of surahs based on Islamic traditions, the women was approximately revealed as the 100th surah. Amir-Ali places it as the 94th surah, while Hz. Osman and Ibn Abbas believe it is the 92nd. Their es-Sadik places it as the 91st surah revealed. Based on the legislation concerning orphans, the surah was most likely revealed after many Muslims were killed at the Battle of Uhud, leaving numerous dependents in the new Muslim community. The revelation therefore began around the year 3, according to the Islamic calendar, but was not completed until the year 8. Consequently, parts of this surah, the second longest in the Quran, were revealed concurrently with portions of the examined woman, Surah 60. However, the surah shows some thematic coherence, despite its disjointed and ongoing revelation. Furthermore, as relates to the placement of this surah within the Quran as a whole, Neil Robinson notes what he refers to as the dovetailing of surahs. Based on this idea of structure, one surah ends with a topic that is immediately picked up in the next surah. The family of Imran, Surah 3, includes a discussion of male and female near the end of the surah 3.195. This theme continues at the beginning of Surah 4, People, be mindful of your Lord, who created you from a single soul, and from it created its mate, and from the pair of them spread countless men and women far and wide. Be mindful of God, in whose name you make requests of one another. This dovetailing may indicate a complex editorial process involved in ordering the surahs. Contents and background. This Medinan surah aims at protecting the newly formed Muslim community by outlining acceptable behavior for Muslims. It illustrates the Quran's role as an authoritative legal source 14 and its ability to shape the community. The surah aims to eradicate the earlier practices of pagan Arab communities that are no longer considered moral in the Muslim society. For example, the section of this surah about dealing fairly with orphan girls 4-2-4 addresses the pre-Islamic Arabic practice of marrying orphan girls in order to take the property. Thematically, An-Nisā not only addresses concerns about women, but also discusses inheritance, marriage laws, how to deal with children and orphans, legal practices, jihad, relations between Muslim communities and people of the book, war, and the role of Jesus as a prophet, rather than the Son of God as Christians claimed. Furthermore, in discussing war, this surah encourages the Muslim community to fight for the vulnerable in war, as demonstrated by 4-75. Why should you not fight in God's cause and for those oppressed men, women, and children who cry out, Lord, rescue us from this and whose people are oppressors. By your grace, give us a protector and give us a helper. Single quote ? The surah addresses a multitude of issues faced by the early Muslim community and provides responses to the challenges the community faced. The wide variety of issues addressed in the surah and the length of the surah make it difficult to divide into literary structures. However, based on a study of themes present in each section of the surah, Amir-Ali divides the surah into three thematically based sections: social reform, the Islamic community and its opponents, and a conclusion. Matthias An Nisa presents an alternative means of looking at the structure of this surah. He claims that the central theme of this surah is the address to the Christians. He has come to this conclusion based on examination of the structure of the surah based on such devices as parallels, repetition, and ring composition. However, Carl Ernst admits that more work needs to be done in this type of structural analysis in order to more fully understand the composition of such extensive surahs. In Quran and Woman, Amir-Ali Wadud places interpretations of the Quran into three categories: traditional, reactive, and holistic. The type of interpretation one applies to Surah 4 greatly influences one's perspective on the role of women within Muslim society. Taking the third approach, a holistic approach, allows for a feminist reading of the Quran, which is particularly relevant in relation to an-Nisā and can reshape the understanding of this surah. Exegesis. In Kitab al-Kafi, Jafar al-Sadik writes a letter to his companions stressing the importance of obeying Allah, His Messenger, and the Wali al-Amr progeny of Muhammad, going so far as to say that those who disobey and deny their virtues are liars and hypocrites. He asserts that these are the individuals described as hypocrites in the verse. Indeed, the hypocrites will be in the lowest depths of the fire, and never will you find for them a helper. 4-145. He goes on to say that there are individuals from among you, the companions, that will attempt to trick, plot, deceive, and whisper, causing dissension, to divert you, and this what is described in, they wish you would disbelieve as they disbelieved, so you would be alike. So do not take from among them allies until they emigrate for the cause of Allah. But if they turn away, then seize them and kill them wherever you find them, and take not from among them any ally or helper. 489. He therefore advises his companions to avoid taking these individuals as helpers or guardians. Muhammad ibn Sulaiman recorded that al-Sadik relayed to his elderly father Abu Muhammad ibn Sulaiman concerning the following verse: and whoever obeys Allah and the Messenger, those will be with the ones upon whom Allah has bestowed favor of the prophets, the steadfast affirmers of truth, the martyrs and the righteous. And excellent are those as companions. 4-69, stating, the Messenger of Allah in this verse is from of the prophets, and we albeit in this subject to the truthful, and the martyrs and you all, our followers, are the righteous, so adopt this name. Please check the description. Jazakallahu. Please subscribe now our channel. Assalamu alaikum.